Hello, welcome. Cabbage here. Big day today. I'm going to finish my first max luck of a Colossal monster, and that is Nirai Kanai. I thought for sure it was going to be Avalon, but Avalon was stuck at 97, and then I ran out of time. That'll come around Tuesday, so I'll be able to finish that then. Yeah, but Nirai Kanai just snuck in there, so I'll be able to finish him. So let's go ahead and do that. Oh man. Oh man. Okay, gotta take a picture of this. Alright, and then I have been meaning to do my day 200 video, because I just passed that. It's been maybe a week and a half since then. But yeah, finishing Nirai Kanai Max Luck day 210 or so. I think that's fairly unprecedented. And then add to that I don't even have a Max Luck of Queen Butterfly. I might be the only person in the world who has that kind of account. But yeah, there he is, Nirai Kanai. And back when I was playing the English version, Nirai Kanai was released and I worked hard on his Max Luck. Even though I knew that I wasn't going to be able to finish him before the game ended. What I wanted to do though was get practice in on the mission, so that when I started the Japanese version I could, hit the ground running. And that's exactly what I did once I started the JP version. I collected my characters so that I could, eventually take on Avalon, Nirai Kanai, and Eden. Those are my three holy grails. And yeah, this is the first one here. We'll do a monster review, I guess. I'm sure you're all very familiar with this guy, but I can talk about him in kind of the more recent metagame. But still, one of the best drop monsters in the game. And for a lot of people, he is the only drop monster that they will give a hero scroll to. That's how good he is, that's how versatile he is. But if we look at his stats, HP is solid at 23. I consider 24 to be tank status, so he's pretty close to that. Attack is 24 with the gauge on top, so that's nearly 30,000. That's also what I consider very high level. Speed is fine at 330. It's not great for a bounce monster, but that's fine. He has a double null, Minesweeper, null gravity barrier, and a very versatile double null ability. It's the same as Queen Butterfly. And then Queen Butterfly is kind of famous for all of the quests that she is good for. I'm looking at the Game With site right here, and for Impossibles or Colossals, it says he's good for Izanami, Tsukuyomi, Fudomyo, Izanami 0, Yamato Takeru 0, and some places that maybe you wouldn't expect him to be good, but where he is good. Nirvana Karuma from the War God series, Kain, and then the Colossal of Ragnarok. He might be the best max luck for Ragnarok. And then Ashura Kai. He's also good for a number of super extreme quests. I see Ochise, Fukahire, Gotham, Elish Kigal, among others. But yeah, super versatile. There's a long list of extreme quests that he's good for as well. And yeah, if we keep moving down, his strike shot. He was the first one to get this. It's the one where he gets speed and power up, and then he picks up the Slayer for the first enemy he hits. So that's kind of guaranteed good damage against anybody, regardless of their class. And then the bump combo, also very powerful. It's the Energy Burst 4, goes out into like an X. Same as Pandora, same damage, but fewer shots. But yeah, very strong bump combo for a drop monster to have. And then he's got the sub-bump combo of Plasma, which is, kind of looks cool, but that's about all I can say about that. And then, yeah, if you were to give this guy a hero scroll, I would say either give him attack up, because that works great. You could push him over 30,000 with the gauge, and then with his with his strike shot as well. That will get the bonus in there. You can also give him Sidekick for his Energy Burst. That would be a good ableberry for him there. But yeah, let's look at what teams I used against Nirai Kanai in that mission. And then a lot of people now are saying that the Colossal mission for Nirai Kanai is the easiest. I don't know about that. It's still pretty difficult. But yeah, mostly Pierce monsters with a null gravity barrier or null warp. You know, ideally have both, but not a lot of characters are Pierce with both of those. But anyway, the first max luck that I used was Kevin Ascension, actually. He does not have either null gravity barrier or null warp, but he was just fine, actually. There are few enough of each of those gimmicks that you can kind of work around them. And then he's got high power, so he can do good damage against characters. And then the blast bump combo is good too, depending on who else you're using, if they have good bump combos. I used him just because I needed a max luck just to get the extra drops. But once I finished my next max luck, which was Scorpica, then I switched over to her. And it's funny, actually, she doesn't have the null abilities either. But because I kind of trained on Kevin and then sort of learned how to use him without null gimmicks, I was all set for Scorpica when I got her. She does have null blocks, so there's a little bit of blocks in there that you can go through or else, you know, take advantage of, get stuck in between them. But she's pretty great. She's got Dragon Slayer, which works on the little guys in there and the boss. And then Fairy Sprite Slayer, which works on another of the little guys in there. Attack is low, but with the Slayers it turns out to be pretty good. And then she's got a Tackle Strike Shot, which you can combine with her null block in order to set up a loop hit on the last stage. And then the bump combo is pretty strong too. It's the lock-on Pierce Wave plus the Poison Wave. And then the Slayers go into these, so that's extra damage there too. And yeah, I've used her 111 times. I also used her to make the max luck of Galaxy Serpent. But actually, those are the last quests that I intend on using the Scorpica for. So actually, let's go through here and let's evolve her, or de-evolve her. And then we'll go for the evolution version here. Whoops, don't have enough stones. Okay. Anyway, I will do that off video, I guess, but just know that I intend on doing that. And then as for characters that I used, Hatcher monsters, I ended up using, where is she? This is a Nightingale, and yeah, very, very strong with the Water Slayer and then the Null Gravity Barrier. The warps kind of trip her up, but again, there aren't so many of them, and they're also not random warps, so you can kind of guess where you're going to come out and then go. Strong bump combo, the Cross Laser plus the Slayer that goes into there, and then the Speed and Power Up, which lasts for 2 of her turns, which is pretty good. Abelberry, she has the Sling Style Kin Strength, so all of my characters were pierced, so they all got the attack up. And then I also gave her the Spirit Crests. She got the Healing Wall Master, which works great in there. The Gravity Resistance, which also works great in there. Although, if you're really good at that mission, you don't need this because you won't get hit by that gravity attack. But for the times where it was not as smooth, then that did come in handy. And then finally, the Water Slayer. But yeah, Nightingale was awesome, one of my MVPs. I still use her a lot, especially in the Tower of Champions. But yeah, since I'm done with Nirai Kanai, I'm going to be using her less, I think, from now. And then I also ended up using Gabrielle, who's... Actually, I think she was released right before Nirai Kanai? I forget. But anyway, yeah, for a long time, in the beginning of when Nirai Kanai just came out, she was considered one of the best. I think she's been kind of outclassed lately by some other monsters. But just because I was so used to her, using her in my American accounts, or my English accounts, I went back to her, and then, you know, finished the max luck with that. But she's a Pierce with the Null Warp, and then the Meteor Strike Shot, which is also good for that last stage, and then very high attack, which is, again, important for that quest. And she has the Survivor. I could give her the Waka Waka Mean to upgrade that. I think that would be a good Abelberry for her, especially since she has low HP. But I'm kind of waiting for the Transcendent form to come. We'll see how that looks, and then maybe I'll work on the Abelberries later. Who else did I use in the early days? I used Ribbon for a little bit, and she's actually really, really good in there. But I just prefer using Nightingale and Gabrielle instead. In the very early days, I used a Hokusai. This was when I had like 3 Hatcher monsters total. He's fine in there. He can kind of do the same thing as a Scorpica. The tackle plus tackle strike shot plus the null block. But as soon as I got some guys with some null abilities, I went for them instead. Who else did I use? I used King for a couple runs. He's fine. He does have the weak point slayer. But I moved away from him again when I got better monsters with more null abilities. And then when Takasugi was announced, I thought he would be awesome for that quest. Because he's got both of the null abilities, both no gravity barrier and no warp. But as it turns out, I don't think he's that great. Because his strike shot relies on him hitting walls. And there are lots of blocks in that mission, so it can be difficult to get the wall bounds that you want. So yeah, that kind of lowers the usability of his strike shot. And then the bump combo is also not good because it's a little too powerful. It's the ricochet and it hits everybody on the screen. And then it also hits in the center of guys. And then many of the monsters in Nirai Kanai have weak points in their center. So it'll do the extra damage there. And then there are the anglers, where if you take them down, the healing walls come out. And you have to kind of time when those healing walls come out, so that you can use them after the gravity attack. When I used Takasugi, the anglers were taken down too quickly, so that messed up my timing. So I ended up, you know, putting Takasugi away. And then Tanpopo's good, but I got her very recently. And by then I was very comfortable with my Nightingale Gabrielle team, so that's why I stayed away from her. But she's very good in there as well. But yeah, those were the characters that I used. And then let's look at kind of max lucks that are sort of obsoleted now that I have the Nirai Kanai max luck. So we can look at blue with, we'll just say null gravity barrier bounce. So yeah, here's Queen Butterflight, of course, same null abilities. So now I have even less motivation to make her. The one advantage about her, I would say, is that she has no gauge. So she's a little easier to use for that. And then if I were to use a max luck in Ragnarok, and I wanted to use a lot of command strike shots, Queen Butterflight would be better, just because she has no gauge. Nirai Kanai will get caught in those gravity barriers. There's also Blue Lobster here, who I'm still not finished with. This guy does have null wind, and I think he could be good for floor 31 of the Tower of Champions if I wanted to do another free party run. So I'll think about that. Who else? There is Tiger 1. She does have the Blast Wind combo, so that could, you know, keep her useful there. And then let's look at Minesweeper, or Flight guys. Yeah, Queen Butterflight again. Here's a Galaxy Serpent. Of course, this guy also has the null damage wall, and then the Meteor Strike shot, so that gives him some niche. So I'm still going to use this guy, even with Nirai Kanai. And then here is Pito, and then she has the null warp, so that also gives her some niche, so I'll still keep using her as well. And then we can look at all of the colors. And then let's look at null gravity barrier and Minesweeper. And yeah, this is kind of the saddest news for me. But yeah, Ashura, suddenly she has much less use for me. Nirai Kanai is kind of better than her in most situations. The places where Ashura would be better would be wood quests, of course. So she's actually my max luck in Magmel, and having Nirai Kanai is not going to change that, of course. So yeah, I can still use Ashura in there. And then also in places where, again, I want characters that don't have a gauge. So yeah, Ashura does have an advantage there as well. And then there is the Ashura Kai version, where she does have a blast bump, sub bump combo. So that could be sort of a niche use there. And then also maybe the round flash. Yeah, there it is. The round flash. If I wanted a bump combo which kind of maybe covered more area. Yeah, but for the most part, like in a Fudomyo, for example, I'm going to want to use Nirai Kanai. But yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say there. I am flabbergasted that I got Nirai Kanai this quickly, but yeah, very happy to have him. And good timing too, because Ochise is going to appear tomorrow, and I'm still working on her max luck, so I can give Nirai Kanai a spin in there. Okay, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again. Take care.